It's a beautiful day in Southwest Florida, and so many homes in Southwest Florida are so beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, behind some closed doors, lies an ugly truth that can turn deadly. This is a conversation we started on our morning news today. We talked about the rise in domestic violence cases we've been seeing since the start of the pandemic.
And across the country, cases are up by 50%. In Cape Coral, by September of this year, they got about 2,700 calls for incidents related to domestic violence. That's almost 400 more calls than they had received by the same time last year. Tonight, Fox 4's Rochelle Aline takes us into the darkness that some people live in even more now than ever.
I'm learning to like myself. I'm learning to love myself.
They say it's never too late to love. And for one Southwest Florida woman, her long-awaited solo love story comes after years of pain in partnership.
It did start out this way. In hindsight, what you mistake for love is actually manipulation and control.
For safety reasons, we've disguised her voice and we won't share her real name. Paula is what we'll call her from now on. And she says after decades of psychological abuse, in the middle of a pandemic, she left.
He had done something very personal to me, and something just clicked that he's not going to change. And the only person I can change is myself.
And she says, thankfully, she didn't have to do it alone.
ACT helped me get the confidence, they gave me the strength.
ACT, or Abuse Counseling and Treatment, is an organization in Southwest Florida that's dedicated to this kind of work.
Now, we're not able to show you ACT's actual location because the address is kept a secret for the safety of the survivors that use their services there. That being said, we were able to talk to two leaders who work there, and they describe the signs of domestic violence. They also say it's a problem that's on the rise during this pandemic.
Megan DeLabis is a community education coordinator with ACT, who says that when it comes to domestic violence, people often only picture cases that involve physical violence.
Domestic violence is actually about control.
It's a type of control that can also be financial, mental, or emotional, and it can range from someone constantly putting you down or withholding attention to them damaging your credit and stealing your money. The clinical director at ACT says psychological abuse is often the most damaging.
I have heard survivors of psychological abuse say, I wish he would just hit me so people could believe that I'm being harmed.
And it doesn't just happen to women. Perez says 1 in 4 women and 1 in 10 men have reported some form of domestic violence.
The numbers may be much higher for men, but when it comes to stereotypes and men feeling that they have to be strong, men don't get abused and they fear being viewed as weak.
Now, what about leaving? Well, both Perez and DeLabis say that may not be the right answer for everyone.
They may have a genuine fear, and remaining in that relationship may be what's keeping them alive. Instead of asking why survivors stay, we need to be asking, why do abusers abuse? It's a public health concern.
To help survivors decide what's best for them, ACT also helps with restraining orders, shelter, childcare, counseling, and safety planning.
So there's a lot of dynamics at play that make leaving not the perfect answer. And so we're here to support someone in whatever decision they make.
DeLabis also adds that the most important thing we can do, pandemic or not, is to know the signs and support survivors as a community.
So we want to remain open, available as a community to still be available to support them.
And for survivors, Paula wants to leave you with this message.
Reach out if there's help.
In Southwest Florida, Rochelle Aline, Fox 4.
And if you or someone you know needs help, you can call Abuse Counseling and Treatment, or ACT, or go to their website, actabuse.com.